Hello everyone, this is Prof. Buns, and as always, I have my amazing fiance Weaselbility by my side.
Hello everyone.
And we are back with American Truck Simulator. I don't know how long this episode's going to be, but I think we're going to still hit the 30-minute mark.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Prof is feeling a little sick today, so he sounds different.
I'm not going through puberty.
He's not going through Puberty 2, the sequel.
The sequel, oh god, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Like, the first time was bad enough. Okay, real quick side story before we talk about the fun stuff that's going on in our real life. When I was in 6th grade,
Okay.
we met in 7th grade.
We did.
When I was in 6th grade, I was in marching band, and I received a nickname. Now, in this band, there was a group of people, they were all the people that liked anime, would give each other nicknames based off of animals.
Uh-huh.
This is where Weasel gets her nickname.
Yes, it is a middle school nickname, so...
Yes. I mean, hey, Susie Mortimer,
Uh-huh.
she got her nickname from, like, elementary school, and it's based off of Dragon Ball Z. It's just how it is for everyone. But anyways, when I was in middle school, the nickname that I was given in this band, and you joined the next year. No, you didn't join until high school.
Yeah, till high school.
Did you know? So you weren't friends with any of these people till high school?
Well, like the summer before high school, because we had that like group meet thing.
I feel like we always had the same group of friends. Man, this is a weird realization that I'm realizing now.
I was friends with
the one that was in the drum line. Oh yeah, she was in middle school.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so you did know some of these people.
So some of them, yeah.
This is true.
But we didn't become close-knit friends till high school.
Right. So in 6th grade, I was, I don't want to say short, but small.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was in 6th grade, and the nickname that they gave me was Mouse because I was really tiny, with like this tiny voice.
You were so small.
I was really scraggly. And then, the summer between 6th and 7th grade, I grew like a whole foot and some inches, and was now this really scrawny, scraggly, tall kid with a deeper voice that was really, really loud. Like, I guess when I hit puberty or whatever, my voice dropped just a little. It got a little bit deeper, but the big difference I noticed is that I got loud. Like, even now, I can whisper and the microphone will pick it up just fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're sick right now and trying not to talk loud, and you're still pretty loud.
Yeah, so that was the big thing. I guess my voice is meant for radio or something, who knows. But anyways, the nickname Mouse no longer applied to me as well anymore, but it stayed anyways, which is great.
It was more of an ironic nickname after that.
Right, like sort of how like when you call a really big person tiny or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I always think is really funny, because for weasels in the wild, their choice of food is rodents, aka mice.
Yeah. So it's a funny pairing.
Yes. But anyways, I just wanted to get into that and my sickness. So, fun stuff that I guess we're really excited to talk about. Weasel and I have set a date for our wedding.
Yes. If you guys somehow don't know by the intro, we are engaged.
And we have been for almost 2 years now.
And yeah, it's like a year and some change.
It'll be 2 years this upcoming November.
In November.
On your dad's birthday. Oops. There's actually a whole there's 2 American Truck Simulator episodes that I'm really proud of, where we talk about the proposal process. Mm-hmm. And there's some of my those 2 are probably my most favorite episodes that we've ever recorded for YouTube. Because I don't know, we just did them so well, and the way that whole our proposal story is just amazing. They're there.
I like it.
And I think I titled it somehow to where you can acknowledge that these are the episodes we talk about that in. But anyways, Weasel and I have set a date for the wedding. We're not going to announce it.
No.
We're not going to tell any of you guys the date or just anything about it. other than that we said it, and it's going to happen, and you'll know when it happens because in the intro I will stop calling Weasel my fiance, and I'll start calling her my wife.
Yep.
And we're not doing that to be mean. Usually I'd be more open about this kind of stuff, but we're not even telling, like, we haven't posted this on social media. We've only told our immediate family. If by some stretch of the imagination someone we know in real life manages to just happen to find this one episode of American Truck Simulator, I guess they'll find out that we set the date.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't know the date. I mean, there's 365 possible dates it could be.
And the big reason why we're not also saying the date is because we're doing it in our hometown. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people from our high school did not leave our hometown. And not a lot of people, that sounds really bad. There are some people from our high school that liked Weasel. And because all they ever did with their life was stay in one spot and not try to do something productive, still hold resentment?
Yeah, there's some drama, and we're not going to talk too much about that.
No, but let's just say one of them poked you on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't even know that poking on Facebook was still a thing. I don't
they
know.
Poked you on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna delete this and delete you.
Which is pretty much the, like, playground equivalent of, like, well, literally poking someone.
Yeah.
And saying, like, hey, look at me.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember that I'm a person? It's like, no, I haven't thought about you in years.
Which actually, even thinking about now, if you are, like, in high school or, like, early college even right now, you probably may not even know what poking is on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which was literally just this, it used to be an option on the person's Facebook page it was just this thing. It was like a notification. It's kind of useless when you think about it, like now. But it was literally just a way to grab someone's attention.
It's like the meaning behind sending on the text message, hey.
Yeah. Just like, and you couldn't send a message with it. It would literally just be like, Weaselbility poked you. And that's it.
That's it. It's like not anything. It's nothing.
And you just got a notification that so-and-so poked you.
Yeah, and it's like...
Which we hadn't even talked to that person in years.
I mean, okay, like, for a time frame, Prof and I have been dating for 7 years this year.
Woo!
Which is a great achievement. That is 7 years that I have not talked to this person.
Which you only talked to them, like, once.
Yeah, like, I knew their friends, and that was it. So...
Yeah. And to be fair, too, there were some people that liked me as well.
Of course.
That got a little pushy even when we started going out. I'm not saying Weasel and I were the most desirable people in our high school, but sometimes people just don't have anything better to do with their time than be a bother.
We also were in a small town, and there weren't many dating prospects.
No. A lot of people in our town, as with a lot of small towns, don't leave.
Uh-huh.
And there is sometimes a legitimate concern in our hometown. I like this, how this is the episode where we're supposed to be talking about our wedding. There is a legitimate concern in our small town of you accidentally dating your cousin. Which we don't have to say any information, but we know of a real incident, at least 2, where that has happened.
Yes.
Not to either of us.
No.
Because your family on one side is predominantly in our hometown.
Yes, and it's also a family of 13 in one generation.
Right.
So.
But you were born not in our hometown, with half of your family probably having nothing to do with our hometown, I assume.
Yes.
And none of my family has anything to do with my hometown. or with our hometown. For some reason, the only reason why I ended up in the same town as Weasel is because my grandpa, I'm a third generation immigrant because my grandparents migrated from Mexico to the United States, and then there's my mom and then me. So I think I'm a third generation.
I think that's second.
Am I second generation?
Yeah, because your mom's the first.
Okay. So I'm second or third, which is an insane, like, thing to realize when I finally realized that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, when they migrated from Mexico to the United States, they decided to live in Chicago, Illinois, and for some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, even my own grandparents don't remember why, they just bought one house in this tiny town in Texas and decided to live there with their when they had their last, I think, 2 children. So my youngest Thea and Theo both went to the same high school as us.
Yeah.
And my third oldest, Thea, had her kid, and her kid went also to our high school.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just some amazing chance of fate, and I'm so glad it happened because I met you, love.
Of course.
But that wasn't a concern.
No, it wasn't.
And so when people look at us and they're like, hey, they have genes outside of this town, you know, you become
a hot commodity.
Oh gosh, this is so horrible. We don't live in like some backwater town. It's just,
I mean, although I have like freaked people out before, because I could say that 2 of my cousins got married, but they're from completely different branches. Like, one's from my grandpa's side and the other's from my grandma's side, and they're only my cousins through marriage, and it's so weird. Anyway, speaking...
This is what happens in small towns. Anyways...
I had a segue.
Oh, no, let me... What was your segue?
Speaking, on the note of marriage...
Oh, I'm sleepy.
Oh, you're asleep? Wow, you are asleep.
I heard him yawn. Whatever. What were you going to say, love?
On the subject of marriage, because I had just... Marriage was the last word I said. And then we're going to talk about wedding stuff.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to segue with your own topic. I wasn't done talking about the cousin marrying
sorry. Go ahead.
aspect. I thought you were going to do something else. The last thing I wanted to say, because we did start this with a thought, love, that we have to complete.
Oh, sorry.
Is that we don't want to announce the exact date of when we're getting married, not even the month, because we are doing a very, very, very simple wedding. It's going to cost $6,000, potentially $6,500, and literally 90% of that is our honeymoon, which we're going to Disney World.
We're going to Disney World.
And you better believe we're vlogging.
We are.
We are super going to vlog us at Disney World. I don't care if our channel is dead in the water and nobody's watching us anymore. We are vlogging our Disney World experience. But...
It's funny, because...
Because out of that $6,500 amount, $5,000 of it is Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that $5,000, $1,000 of it is just simply spending money. What were you gonna say, love?
A friend of ours got married, and they planned a very romantic, like picturesque honeymoon, and we're planning a fun vacation.
Essentially. And we still haven't completed our thought.
Oh, right.
We're getting married in our hometown, essentially a courthouse wedding. So we don't want to attract any unsavories to our location, especially because of an incident that happened in our town recently. Was it a wedding or a quinceañera?
Oh, was it my cousin's?
Yeah.
Oh, that was my cousin's wedding. Oh man, our sleep is on red.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a spot.
Okay.
And did that happen in our hometown?
It did happen in our hometown. So, she's my like third cousin, because it's like my mom's cousin. Anyway, she got married, and it was a huge affair. Like thousands of dollars, like the ones that you see on like Say Yes to the Dress or something. And they had a very popular Spanish band playing, and they had an open invitation. So it was like, yeah, like you can bring like your family or whatever, and for a Hispanic, that's a lot of people.
How many? Okay, now I know aunts and uncles on your mom's side is like 2.
It's 2.
How many is it on your dad's side?
I think it's 6.
Okay, my mom's side is 6, and my dad's side is like 10. And each one of them has like 2 kids and so on and so forth. So you can get real intense here when it comes to these families.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of cousins, and then second cousin. I mean, I'm talking about my third cousin right now.
Yeah.
So.
But please continue.
So there's a community center in our town, and it's the biggest venue in town. That's where our prom happened.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so they had the live band and everything. A lot of people went, and they had an open bar, which is another problem in this story. So people just walked in. They didn't have a bouncer or anything, and so people just walked in,
and
grabbed free booze.
May I
go ahead.
in here with saying people walked in who didn't even know.
Yeah, so it was just strangers. Like, it was like, hey, like, I'm going to this wedding. Do you want to come? And it was just like anyone.
And I believe it became like, oh, this band is gonna be there
instead of this is someone's wedding. Yeah, so people just treated it like a free concert with free booze. So
someone had to pay for.
Yeah, so they ran out of alcohol in like an hour, and they made a mess in it. Once everyone makes a mess, they leave, and my poor cousin had to like have people clean it up and stuff, and had to like stress about all these strangers at her. Well, it was the reception, but
like at like the wedding.
At the wedding, and so, not saying that we're gonna spend like $100,000, but you know,
this is just an incident that has happened in our town where someone announces their wedding at a public location, essentially, and our town just runs wild with it.
Yeah.
So even though we're going to be doing this in a courthouse, you can just walk in and out of the building. It's not like even like if you just do it in the office of the JP, there isn't like a police officer there. Mm-hmm. There's actually one in our courthouse. There's one police officer who sits at a desk that isn't even at the center of a building.
Wow.
And like my mom, she's a secretary for a JP. There isn't even like someone in the room with her, or like a panic button, or like security cameras.
Wow.
Yeah, so if anything happens at all in this courthouse, it just happens.
I mean, isn't it next to the police station? It
is next to the police station. People obviously are going to get arrested or whatever, but the fact that the incident could even happen at all and progress probably pretty far. We're falling asleep.
Oh. I see a rest stop on our map.
Yes, we're almost there. So yeah, we don't want any unsavories there.
Of course. But we are planning a courthouse wedding.
Oh, I'm glad we're passing a divorce sign.
We're planning a courthouse wedding. Prof and I just wanted to keep it simple, just our immediate family. Because
I like how detailed this store is.
Honestly, it looks like all cigarettes.
Oh, there's even a person in there.
Oh, wow.
Please continue.
We just want it to be our immediate family.
How many people are we inviting in total?
We are inviting 17 people. So with you and I, that is 19.
Yep. As simple as it gets.
Yeah, it could get like even simpler, but then we would like miss having our aunts and uncles there.
Yeah, and we don't have too many that actually live in town. Oh, the rest stop is on the other side.
The rest stop is behind this. It's like an empty lot.
All right, guys, I'm just driving in.
Just cut between the stop sign.
Can I knock the stop sign down?
You probably can. Yep, you did. Oh, there it goes.
Nice. We're tired. Oh, we don't know what we're doing.
Oh, you didn't get fined for that?
No, because we're tired.
Oh.
I gave an excuse to the police officer that was standing next to the stop sign. Excuse me.
Oh, and then we're just going to have a simple dinner afterwards.
There is a very popular restaurant in our town, which does have like separate rooms, and sorry guys, I'm reaching my peak right now. And like we're talking with your mom about whether or not we want to just have a bunch of people show up to this restaurant or have a room booked. And I would personally want a room booked, not only because I feel like it's kind of rude to just have, 19 people show up and demand space.
Yeah. Well, I think we'd still have to reserve a table, but but I really want the room because you can put little decorations.
And also so that we can keep a nice divide between the outside world and this room, for the very same reason. So we don't have like people just wandering in.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or just people staring.
Yeah. So just no thank you.
Yeah.
Because like in my head, if we don't reserve the room and we just sit out in the open, there's just going to be this long table of 19 people, and 2 of them are going to be dressed obviously as if they just walked out from a wedding.
Yeah, I mean, it was at the same restaurant we got our engagement party thrown by our family, and there were a lot of people there. Yeah, probably more than 20.
I just want it to be private. It's a special event for us, and I don't want it to be as open. Anyways, that's a completely different story. So yeah, it's gonna be very simple but very wonderful.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you and I we've been together for a really long time, and I've personally never had like a dream wedding in mind. Mm-hmm. Have you?
No. Only since we started talking about, the possibility of getting married, did I ever like put into my head that, oh yeah, that's a life step, like a milestone in life that you need to think about.
And the thing, like, another reason why we're keeping it so simple and putting a lot more emphasis on the honeymoon is because this is just one day.
Mm-hmm. It's your wedding day.
And, like, we're spending, in total, including the honeymoon, $6,000 to $6,500. And, like, some wedding dresses don't even, like, the most wedding dresses don't even cost that much.
Okay, guys.
Like, they cost more.
I was reading a wedding magazine, and there was, like, pictures of wedding rings. There were wedding rings. And one of them was $54,000. So it was 5-4 and then 3 zeros.
My car, I drive a Honda Civic 2012 HF. I think it's actually Honda Civic HF 2012. Whatever. That car, which I got in 2012, still used to this day, and it's like a pretty reliable vehicle 90% of the time when I don't hit raccoons with it, cost $25,000 after taxes.
And the weird thing is, my car was $5,000. So we put both our cars together. That's only $30,000. And then our apartment for the year is what, $10,000?
$9,000.
$9,000. So we could buy both our cars and live in the apartment for like 3 years for that price, for the price of that one ring.
Or a dress.
Or no, it was a ring.
Oh, it was a ring? I thought you said dress. Yeah, insanity. Like, just pure insanity. And it's only one day, and that first weekend that we were out of town was to try to wrangle our parents together in one room to tell them this. Uh-huh. Which didn't really work out. And when we confronted our parents about it, they were like, oh, well, you should have, like, hinted to it somehow.
Oh, yeah. They were like, you should have told us that it was, like, a special announcement or that you had some good news or something. But I think we told this story, if not on American Truck Simulator, then on one of these streams, that we had tried, we bought Prof's mom a Christmas gift, and it was these little rubber ducky salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah. And they weren't like made out of rubber, they were ceramic, but they look like rubber ducks.
They look like rubber ducks, which is like something that she finds cute.
Yeah, I remember as a kid we used to have a rubber duck like bathroom set. So I thought my mom liked rubber ducks.
Yeah, and so we had bought that, and we wrapped it, gave it to his mom, and whenever she had unwrapped it, she didn't look like
happy.
She looked really confused, And then she asked if we were expecting a baby.
Now, to be fair, my mom had this rubber duck set in our bathroom, which is an appropriate design choice for a bathroom. And also, rubber ducks are associated with baby showers.
Which I didn't realize.
Which I knew, I just didn't, my synapses in my brain didn't put that together. So coming up to our families and be like, we have a big surprise to tell you. We're pregnant with marriage. That probably wasn't we wanted to avoid that scenario.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's why we were gone for like a weekend, and we missed like last week's American Truck, or the 2 weeks ago American Truck Simulator, whenever it was, because we had gotten back like pretty late that day. But yeah, we told them about the wedding. Still really funny that happened. We told, okay, I don't think we've told any of our family members this, but we decided the date that we wanted to get married in a Golden Corral.
Yeah. We had we already gotten our food? I think we had, because I was eating. And then Prof was just like, Weasel. Oh God.
It happens to the best of us.
It does. Did you say, I have something I want to, tell you?
Well, we had always wanted a cool date.
Yeah, we did.
And, originally the coolest date I could think of was the year 2020, because that just sounds futuristic. But that's so far into the future. No, that's too long.
Yeah, and of course.
Huh?
Oh, I can't remember what the numbers were with 2020. It just, I always wanted to be
No, we just knew the year.
Oh yeah.
We just thought the year 2020 sounded cool. If we had children or someone talked about us, it's they got married in the year 2020. It just sounds cool,
Yeah, and I'm sure you could do
they got married in the year 2000. It just sounds really cool and futuristic. It's just a cool sounding year. The date that we picked also sounds cool for its own various reasons. But the date popped into my head. It sounded really cool, and I told you in a Golden Corral, and we loved it.
I had totally forgotten it was Golden Corral.
Yeah, it was in a Golden Corral, and the thing that I'm bringing up is we told your mom in the parking lot of Dillard's at the North Star Mall in San Antonio.
Yeah.
While they were loading up into their van.
Yeah.
And I told my mom over the phone right after coming home.
Yeah, after that trip. So that wasn't as grand a reveal as we had wanted it to be.
I also proposed to you in the driveway of your parents' house, and this is just reiterating things we've already talked about, but I didn't even get through my proposal, and Weasel said yes. And it all happened so fast that our families didn't even know that you had said anything until we were hugging and you were crying. And they were like, oh, yay! Because it just happened so quickly.
Well, I already knew that I wanted to say yes, and I already felt that I was going to start crying, so...
You took control of the situation.
I did. And I'm sure whatever you were going to say was beautiful, and it was going to make me cry even more.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I never prepared anything.
So you're just going to wing it?
Well, okay, we do a podcast called Gutenberg Generator where we just generate a story out of random elements, and I think I do a pretty good job of just pulling things off the top of my head, and I was pretty sure the same was going to happen for our proposal. It wasn't our wedding vows, it was just a proposal.
Oh, it was just a proposal. No, I've been planning my wedding vows.
Yes, same. But anyways, oopsies.
We got here just in time.
Nice. So the thing that I was going to get at is that, this whole thing is just one... I know I missed it. This whole thing is just one day. Why were we going to put, all this money and time and effort into, one thing when, its original purpose is just us? you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm totally gonna smash into something, aren't I?
You're gonna hit that person.
They'll live.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's play it safe.
ooh.
I think you can do that one.
Let's try. I guess it's over there, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. And the Disney World trip is going to happen for an entire week, and that, I feel like, is worth the money, time, and effort we're going to be putting into it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So Prof's been to Disney World, but I haven't,
And even when I went, it was in 2008, and, like, the park has changed so much since then, and even as we're talking, there's new stuff getting built.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if they just made or it's coming up, the World of Pandora from Avatar.
Still coming up, yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
And all, like, the Star Wars stuff and things like that.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So there's a
Sorry,
lot of things
water.
I'm excited
But yeah,
for.
Weasel and I have a date set, and maybe in a future American Truck Simulator we'll talk a little bit more about stuff that we want and that we're doing. But we told our families a week and like a day ago, and yesterday we set on the theme.
Yeah.
So things are still planning, and I don't want to say anything, or we don't want to say anything now until we have it all planned out.
Yeah.
But just so you know, there's a date set. Woo!
So maybe you guys will hear me being the wife soon.
Yes, and all of our Disney World vlogging, which I'm so pumped for. Either way, we're going to go ahead and end this episode and the stream here. I believe you and I have many clothes that we need to go wash at the laundromat because we had to change outfits at least 3 times a day when our AC was broken.
Yes, and you also need to give that voice a rest.
I do. So I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you stick around for the next one, and wherever you are, I hope you have a good night, good morning, or good afternoon.
Bye, everyone.